The White House has announced new federal nutrition standards and dietary guidelines. They want diets rich in fruit and vegetables, whole grains, they want less sugar, and they're going to end the war on saturated fats. They want you eating real food. Lara Trump joining us now. Lara, what RFK is saying is the direct opposite of everything that I've learned in my whole long life. It comes as quite a shock when they reverse everything. How about you?
Well, maybe you should go back, Stuart, and look at who was funding the previous food pyramids, because whenever you look at the grains that were recommended, I mean, this was like 6 to 11 servings of grains. That's a processed food. Look at the cereal companies once upon a time who were sponsoring those. Why would we have that there? I think people have been very curious about the reality of things. And I think whenever you look at this new food pyramid, I'll tell you what, as a Maha mom myself, I want to know that what I'm giving my children to eat is going to make them healthier, not sicker. When you have 40% of America's children with a chronic disease, 60% of Americans as a whole with a chronic disease, you have to look at the overall scope of what's been going on in this country and say, are we poisoning ourselves? And the reality is maybe we have been. When you look at this, whole fruits, whole vegetables, things you can take right out of the earth, Stuart, and eat it, we know that is good for you. We want a healthy country. This president is incentivized only for the future health of America. He's not beholden to any lobbyists, special interest groups, or food companies, for that matter.
You know, you have problems with children. I mean, they don't particularly like some of the stuff that we're trying to get rid of. Have you seen, in New York City schools, they've got dietary guidelines that are all fine. But the wastage, they chuck away half the food, the kids won't eat it.
Well, I have 2 kids myself. They're 6 and 8, and I can tell you sometimes that can be a challenge. But I think this is about, instead of introducing our kids, first of all, to macaroni and cheese that comes from a powder, maybe we ought to start giving them steak. Maybe we ought to start giving them chicken. It's what they get used to. It has been about convenience for so long for Americans to grab something off the shelf that is a processed food. We know that's not good for us. So this administration, this president, and this HHS secretary are saying, we're going to give you the truth. And as parents here in America, we now have transparency in a space where for so long it kind of felt like maybe we weren't getting the full scope of things. We understand what's good for us now, the healthy things, the things that are going to prevent these chronic diseases and hopefully keep America and make America healthy once again.
It was just so easy to grab those Lunchables in the supermarket. You know what I mean? Okay, I'll move on. Change the subject, please. New York's Governor, Kathy Hochul. Now, she's admitted that she once harassed an ICE agent for, quote, trying to terrorize New Yorkers. She also hinted at some kind of anti-ICE proposal after the deadly Minnesota shooting. Lara, this is not good news for New York, is it?
No, it's not. I mean, you've got a socialist who's just been inaugurated as mayor there who wants to bring in social workers instead of promote, of course, supporting the police. And Kathy Hochul herself has been very open in the past about saying, look, I'm going to work with this administration. I'm going to work with federal law enforcement. I guess the tune has changed on that. When you talk about terrorizing people, Stuart, how about the drugs that have come into this country? How about the gangs that have taken over apartment complexes? How about the human traffickers? Talk about terrorizing people. Those are the ones, these ICE agents, who have had a 1,300% increase in assaults on them over the past year, are trying to get out. So she ought to, as governor of a state like New York, want to aid these individuals of ICE in getting the bad guys out, making sure the communities are safer. It is not good news for New York. It's not good news for anyone whenever you have someone in a leadership position saying that they have assaulted somebody or pushed back on federal law enforcement. They are simply enforcing the laws of the land. And if she has a problem with it, go to the United States Congress.
After this shooting, do you think ICE will pull back at all on the raids they conduct?
Well, I don't think that ICE has done anything improper. Look, they've been in Minnesota for decades now. You've had that presence there. Of course, now there's more focus on it because of this president ensuring that we're getting, again, the bad guys out. No, I think that you've heard from leadership, from DHS leadership, from ICE leadership, that they want to continue to follow the law, and they're going to continue to do that. And we're so grateful for these men and women every day of ICE who go out there and keep our country safe. They're going to keep doing their job, and we're so grateful for it.
Yes, they will. Lara Trump, thank you very much for joining us. Always a pleasure. See you again soon. Thanks.
You got it.